Well, hello there, and a very good early evening to you all from Wales in Flint as we bring you live commentary of Flint Town United versus Airbus UK Broughton here at the Essity Stadium. And well, the sun's coming down, there's blue clouds about, the floodlights have just been turned on, and we got ourselves a bit of a late kickoff here in the Welsh Premier League between Flint and Airbus in the Flintshire derby. And it's, well, it's certainly very two different teams at the moment. Airbus currently bottom with -2 points after one of their players was an ineligible player recently. He was an extra substitution that shouldn't have been used. That's why they're down to the minus points. So nothing to do with administration or anything like that. While we got Flint Town United, who are midway in the table in 7th, who have got around 12 points on the board. So a big game really, because Airbus looking for their first win. Flint haven't won in the last 5. So really, Miranda Stockwell has joined me. Miranda, welcome. And also, this is quite a mixed bag going into this.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have an exciting game today, as you say. Airbus looking for their first win, so they're going to be up for it, aren't they? They're going to come and they're going to give it their all today, definitely.
And this is Miranda's first ever Welsh Premier League game, first Welsh Premier League experience for Miranda. For our regular viewers on Let's Talk Sport, they all know you're an Arsenal fan. So it might not be the quality that you expect today.
That's not going to make them like me at all. But you know what? It's really exciting. We've actually got here, and it's a really nice view over the back of the stadium, isn't it? We can sort of see the sea towards one corner. We've got massive bridge over to Anglesey sort of right in front of us. And, yeah, nice weather, nice and clear, floodlights on. There's a good atmosphere. I think it's going to be a good one today, definitely.
Have you got a prediction going into this?
Oh, I knew you'd do this to me. Let's go. 2-0 to Flint.
2-0 to Flint.
Today.
I might put that on the live chat page. And of course, you can get in touch with us on the live chat page. We currently got, everyone's agreeing with you, 100% for Flint Town United in the poll. But as the players come out onto the pitch, as we've got Airbus in their away colours today, which has been their away colours for the last few years, actually. I don't know how old they've been using it for, but it is the burgundy, full burgundy kit where there's no blue sleeves, so nothing to do with Burnley, West Ham, or Scunthorpe.
No claret and blue.
No claret and blue. And then we've got Flint Town United in the famous black and white strip with black shorts. So just quickly doing a handshake. Of course, this game's on S4C as well. So actually opposite to us is the gantry where they're filming it. So you could listen to us and have the game in front of you on your TV if you really want to tonight here on Let's Talk Sport. But yes, this is our very first Welsh Premier League game. We're really excited, and we'll go through the lineups, the starting lineups for both teams. So Flint Town United with Harry Allen in goal. Then we've got Anthony Stevens, Harry Owen, Daniel Harrison, Lionel Cole, James Owen, the captain, TL Simmons, who's the top goal scorer for Flint at the moment, Bertie Diao, Bobby Boomant, Broadhead, Tyler Garrett, and we've got Hindle, who's coming in for Akpro, who I think got injured in the warm-up ahead of this game. So I do feel for Akpro because we put him in our thumbnail, and the moment we do that, he's injured, and poor Jamie Burgoyne won't be happy about that either.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you doing that was the kiss of death for him, unfortunately. I do feel like you've definitely contributed today with that. But excited to see Jack Hindle in action at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Good opportunity for him. And then for Airbus, we've got Lewis Dutton in goal, Stephen Thomason, the captain, Joseph Palmer, then Gareth Edwards, Ryan Edwards, Jamie Crowther coming in for McManus from the last game. And then we've got George Pearce coming in for Burke with Jake Ayer up front, then Owen Payne, Jake Phillips and Bradley Knight, the starting lineup. So they've just done the coin toss, and it looks as though they're going to switch ends here.
Yeah, Broughton won that one, and they've chosen to swap over. Whether that's tactical or not, we'll find out.
Well, we're about to find out if it does make any difference, maybe in the next 90 minutes, but it'll be Flint who will kick off the game. And maybe I should actually get my clock ready to go so that you lot at home know exactly what minute we're into this game. So who's it going to be then, Flint yet again, or will Airbus get their first win of the season and try and get themselves out under the minus points, that is for sure. So we've got Cole, who's about to kick off, the number 7. And now just waiting for the referee. Well, they're in time with 5:15, so he doesn't need to worry about the TV schedule. They're spot on time from the referee. Actually, the referee today is, I should have read that out. It is, I can't find it anywhere on my sheet. It is Hugh Jones from FA Wales today. So Flint attacking from left to right, Airbus from right to left. And I was going to say, Miranda, we were talking about this before, for Airbus, you know, you got to go into this and just maybe act like the season starts now after the poor start that they've had.
Yeah, I think the important thing today is to not let the previous games get in the way, get in that headspace. They are coming away. They're obviously going to be at a disadvantage. I mean, if you're a Flint member of the team, you're looking at Airbus's record and you're thinking, actually, this could be a good day for us. But I think that's what's important, that Airbus bring that fight today. And, you know, they've got just as much chance of turning around their season. It definitely will be an important one for them today.
Absolutely. It's still a lot of games to go in the league, but when you're bottom, you've got to think of something different and try and get that first win. We've already had our first offside just a few moments ago. That was Airbus who were offside, and it's now a throw-in just about 10 yards in front of us in their own half. It's headed into the air, bit of head tennis going on. Steve Thomason at the end of that one, and he heads it into the Flint half again. We've got Jamie Burgoyne saying Jean Louis with sad emojis. He's really upset. It's heartbreaking, Mr. Burgoyne. It is very heartbreaking.
We were looking forward to watching that pro today, so yeah, a disappointment, but I'm sure we'll have just as much action either way.
Well, Steve Thomason has probably already registered 4 headers in this game.
Yeah.
And there's a foul, and it's a
Crowther.
Free kick for Airbus. Crowther, who's coming in today, who's replaced McManus from the starting lineup. We were having a chat with the Airbus lot before about their starting lineup, so as expected, changes made after their last game. But it's a bit weird, isn't it, Miranda, hearing about a team lose points just because of an ineligible player, just because they use too many substitutions.
Yeah, it's odd. I feel like that's something that we don't hear a lot about at the moment. And as you say, now Airbus being on minus points because of that will spur them on. I think they've got to get out of minus points on the board. They're significantly behind.
It's a big moment here for Flint as they go on their first attack of the game. There's a shot blocked there, and I think that was on Hindle maybe with the block. I'm not sure, but it's not gone out of play just yet. It's on the far side with the corner flag, and Flint Town have got themselves a throw-in. That was a big chance there, Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely see that it was a goal scoring opportunity. He was trying to get himself in that space, but it just didn't work out. A block from Phillips, and it's out for a throw-in.
It's a long throw-in into the 18-yard box, headed out of the edge of the 6-yard box. Flint going again now on the right-hand side with Broadhead, but he instead loses the possession. Now here come Airbus, maybe on the counter of 3 of them running into the Flint half. Now here's Pierce. He's done really well, and he's just lost it to Broadhead, who lost the possession, intercepts well there for the team. So good work ethic there from the forward. And now Flint with a long ball deep into the Airbus half. But already you can see Airbus are trying to play that counter-attack tactic, which, as you know, as an Arsenal fan, that didn't work against United.
It seems to work for Spurs, though. That really works for them. And I think we're going to have an interesting duel there today between Bowman and Pierce. They both seem to react really quickly to the other getting involved.
Oh, it was a deep ball there and a miscommunication, and now Airbus could get... Oh, no, instead the shot is blocked and it's cleared away. But there was a moment between the goalkeeper and the defender. The goalkeeper looked like he wanted to pick up the ball, but his teammate instead decided to clear it, and it nearly could have given it away for Airbus to maybe score on the bounce there.
Yeah, that definitely would have been an opportunity for Airbus to capitalise, but Flint have managed to save themselves in that situation so far.
Yep, so no wins for Airbus yet this season. They'll certainly want to start that today against their derby rivals, their Flintshire derby rivals, that is for sure. Meanwhile, they're on the back foot at the moment. And it's back with the goalkeeper of Harry Allen. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with the scores coming in from other matches as well. I'll just adjust the video printer there. It's showing the wrong titles. Let me just share that. There we go. So Bristol Rovers 2-2 against Plymouth today in the league. That's the latest score that's come in from our video printer. It's like CFAX all over again. Bring it back, as Lord Buckethead once said. Yeah, it looks as though it'd be a free kick here for Airbus, but no flow just yet.
Phillips looks
Yep.
to be taking this one.
Well remembered. Our analysis of Airbus here just mentioned, of course, Jamie Reid. It's his first match as Airbus manager today. Funny enough, he retired the day before he was announced the Airbus manager, and he was to do with Witten Albion at the time. So he's got a long list of clubs, Jamie Reid, on his CV. And that deep ball in from Airbus is straight to the hands of Allen.
It was a great shot from Phillips. It was. Maybe not on target, just about. But,
I think it would count, wouldn't it? unless it doesn't count from their own half. I'm not sure. might be a rule in that. But it's now cleared away. So Flint Town are winless in the last 5. But yes, a big game, big day, and big game for Jamie Reid as manager. Hopefully his ideas could be fresh for Airbus. And they've had a good start here. They come out on the attack from the right wing. Now with Garrett, and it's cleared away for a throw-in for Flint Town on the far side inside their own half. But I'd say so far Airbus look quite dangerous.
Yes, yeah, they've definitely been on top in this game. They seem to want it more. They seem to be going after balls, putting in those shots. Flint maybe sitting back a little bit too much at the moment.
Airbus at the moment in their own half. That we do have the scores in from the other Welsh Premier League games today. So a New Saints yet again win. They won at home against Pontypridd Town 2-0. Carnarvon Town 2, Aberystwyth 1. We'll be covering that next game on Tuesday night. That'll be the New Saints against Carnarvon at Park Hall. That's on Tuesday night at 7:45. I should know that. That's why you heard a squeak in my voice, because I was a bit unsure about that. That way, 8 o'clock. You always get mixed up with them in midweek. And then Newtown lost at home to Cardiff Met. Haverfordwest County 1, Ballartown 4. Connors Quay with a 1-0 win over Pennybont as well. So it's going to be a free kick for Airbus. I do like the away colours. I don't know about you.
Yeah, they're not. Do you know what? They do look nice. And I always like a colour that's very different from the home side. It makes it much easier for us.
Oh, it's a nice long driven ball across to Payne. Now down the left-hand side, down the line. Looking to get the cross in, Pierce.
Payne trying to get in some space there. It didn't quite work out. They've been forced backwards.
Oh, again, they're trying to get that ball quick into the box, aren't they, there? But Crowther couldn't find his man up front. But all Airbus in the last 2, 3, 4 minutes, I'd say.
They seem to be going quickly up until that point when they're in that goal-scoring opportunity. They're working their way down the pitch really well. I mean, they're dispossessing the Flint players. You know.
Oh, lost the ball there, but no free kick, says the referee. It's another long, straight ball through the middle, and Flint Town yet again deal with it. And it'll be a throw-in for Airbus back in their own half. And it'll be Payne to take it. Goes for a long throw down the line. Headed back to Payne, then Payne on the volley. Hits it forward to Pierce, but couldn't keep it in. Thrown for Flint.
Airbus seem to have been having a lot of their success down this left-hand side so far, don't they?
Yes, but none of it on the far side, that's for sure. Shame we don't have those heat maps today. And I'm sure if it got colder, I wouldn't mind being next to one. Terrible joke. Flint with the clearance again. They're both teams trying to go for the same approach. Thomason has got protection of the ball, and he makes the clearance with his left boot. And it's going to be a throw-in for Airbus, just in line with their 18-yard box. So if you just joined us, welcome to our live commentary of Flint Town United versus Airbus UK Broughton in the Welsh Premier League. Nearly 10 minutes gone, and it's all square at the moment. But already both sides going for long-driven balls into the box, it seems. Both of them going for the same approach. Meanwhile, Airbus have a free kick. Referee Hugh Jones nearly matches with the Airbus kit, actually. It's just a bit more purple than burgundy. Always would think he was the 12th man for Airbus tonight. Clearance made. Now with Flint. With James Owen, the captain. only to be intercepted by his opposite number 8. Oh, it's a free kick for Flint. I must admit, I don't think there was much in that, but...
No, there didn't appear to be. Flint just seem unable to keep hold of the ball at the moment. There's some simple passes that they're struggling with or giving away that just don't seem to be working out for them at the moment. I think they're still trying to find their way into this game and find their feet at the moment, and maybe they'll warm into it as we go on.
I'm just nervously keeping an eye on the United score, and I say that they haven't even started yet. It's 4 minutes till kick-off there at 5:30 at Stamford Bridge. But the only match that matters is this one right now, and here come Airbus just trying to defend on the edge of their penalty area. Oh, it's hit the home dugout there. A message from Airbus to Lee Fowler's dugout, that's for sure. Lee Fowler, just like Jamie Reid, so much experience as a player. Played for Wrexham, played for York, played for all sorts of teams. Oh, has that gone for a corner? Nope. I thought we were going to get our first corner, but instead it'll be an Airbus goal kick. I was going to say, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? You hear about the term journeyman, and there's a lot of that in the non-league. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw Lee Fowler's list of clubs that he played for. It's a long one.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that because looking at a lot of his team as well, some of them have got a relatively long back catalogue, haven't they?
Yeah.
Some with Prem, youth sides, experience, League 1, League 2.
I mean, I remember when I was helping out at Newtown, in case people don't know, Newtown's in mid-Wales, and we'd have players that came all the way from Manchester just to play a game in the home matches. And then imagine going to South Wales, travelling to those games as well. There's calls for a foul. It's getting a bit rowdy on the pitch, but...
Yeah, Airbus players convinced there was a handball there.
Yeah, no VAR in the Welsh Premier League in case any of you lot at home weren't aware. But Airbus at the moment, probably more possession, I'd say, than Flint. It's with their goalkeeper. He makes the clearance. And then it goes into the Flint half, back into the Airbus half, then headed up into the air.
I think in the last couple of minutes we have seen Flint grow into this a little bit more.
Oh, what a ball from Thomason as well. Oh, goalkeeper. Oh, right place, right time, maybe. It could have gone past him. He was outside his area, so he could only use his feet. And they've got a free kick here, Airbus.
Yeah, George Pear's down on that one, but no injury sustained. Seems to be up. That
was a bit of a scary moment for the Flint goalkeeper, though, wasn't it? Out of his area.
Far out, but it seemed to work out for them. It was the right decision in that circumstance.
So we got Joseph Palmer, who's going to take this free kick for Airbus. I'd say it's about 30 yards out. Swings it in with his left foot and cleared away. But it comes back to the edge of the penalty area. Oh, clipped from behind, and that will be a free kick for Flint. And the foul there coming from George Pearce. And they've taken it quickly, Flint. They're trying to go for a quick counter maybe from the goal kick. That was a
nice
deep
long
kick.
Ball there.
Had to be headed away. Flint still in possession, midway in the Airbus half. It's on the far side. It swings in. Goalkeeper can't get there, but he does make the save. And it was a volleyed effort from their top goal scorer, Simmons. That was a good effort there, Miranda.
Yeah, and hey, Lewis Dutton, credit to him. He did well to get to it. He was coming in from the side, and he lined himself up well, straight into his hands, no fumbling. And
I guess as well, if the goalkeeper had tried to commit for the ball in the air, if he didn't get it, that would have been an open goal for Simmons.
Yeah, he'd have left it wide open. It was the right decision, and both players done well there.
So it's instead now the ball's on the opposite half, but first shot on target going to Flint Town. Already a good match to watch this. I'm not even a quarter of an hour in Let's Talk Sports' first Welsh Premier League commentary. I'll keep saying that throughout the game, I'm sure. just remind people. We'll get the champers, but then we can't get back home.
You can drink the champers when we're home, okay?
There we go, then Airbus with a long-range effort. I'll tell you what, it was dipping, but just a little wide.
Yeah.
Past the near post.
The height on it was definitely right there from Payne. It was a good shot.
Yeah, he was ambitious. There was no one running at him, so he looked at the space that he had and he thought, why not? Let's see what can happen. That's the bad thing about football, isn't it? Where you can get a goal out of nowhere and it just changes everything.
Yeah, and especially frustrating if it's come against the run of play.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Flint on the back foot, cleared away. But really is high intensity from both teams at the moment with these long deliveries.
I'd say things have evened out now a little bit. We did have Airbus on top, but things at the moment pretty even. Both sides having a few shots, a few attempts, having to make a few saves.
Oh, deep ball there. It's gone out for an Airbus throw-in. I was mentioning to Miranda how just before kickoff, you have kids on both ends of the pitch behind the nets, but it looked like they were all to do with Flint because they were on both sides because they didn't know which side their team would be facing, and they've all gone to the right now, to the right-hand side of our angle. But yeah, they've all gone there. I thought there might have been a few Airbus ones, but it looks like it's all Flint on that side since they're attacking from left to right. Back with the game. It's going to be a throw for Flint just inside their own half.
And it's Beaumont who gets the better in that duel against Piers. But that's a really interesting matchup so far this game.
I don't want to repeat the words that Pierce just said, but I think he got hit in a very difficult area. Hopefully he'll be all right. You can, I mean, I heard the words.
You can tell he struggled.
Yeah, no man can get through that. Anyway, back with the game. Flint trying to go out wide to the left. And that's a good ball if they could get the cross right. It's now
got it in the box.
Yeah, it's with Hindle, who wasn't supposed to start today. And then he plays it across to the edge of the box on the right. And instead there's a block and a deflection, and Airbus can take the possession away. But they're trying to go out quick, but no good whatsoever. It's a poor ball. And then it's Flint with the interception with Anthony Stevens. Oh, and then that was also a pretty bad pass as they tried to drive it down the left-hand side, but instead it's gone behind for a Airbus goal kick. Chester 4, Kettering Town 0. That's just come in. Dulwich Hamlet 2, Hungerford Town 1. Those are the scores coming in across the country in the non-leagues, it looks like. So it looks like Airbus tried to play it short, but instead they've lost that possession now with the ball into the centre circle. Pierce just getting the ball away from his opposition, and he does win a throw-in, so well done, Pierce. Did really well there to just keep it going, keeping it alive for his team. So throw-in's on the far side, midway point of the Flint half. Let's see if there's any messages coming in on our live chat page. No, just Burgoyne at the moment. Give us company, Burgoyne. Oh, nice skip through there. It's gone back to the Airbus half. Still goalless, nearly 20 minutes gone in this Flintshire derby. I'm quite glad that the dugouts are quite farly separated, because you know what derby day can be like. It can get quite feisty, but the managers are nearly a mile away from each other. But
we can hear them both from here, though, getting behind their teams, particularly Lee Fowler down there, getting very animated.
I was at a TNS game not long ago, and Lee Fowler was scouting at the game, and yeah, I'm sure he was trying to study how they were going to play against TNS in the next game. But TNS currently top of the league, the current champions, who are favourites to take the league again. That looked like a late challenge, but referee says play on for Airbus on the left wing with Pierce, and it's gone out for a throw for Flint at the end, and we can see Mr. Reid from here. His first match as the Airbus manager. What a challenge that is, though, to get them not just out from bottom, but to actually get them into the points again.
Yeah, I mean, they're 12 points behind their closest rivals at the moment. It is going to be a challenge, but credit to them, they've come here. They're fighting.
So Flint to make a clearance there. It's end-to-end stuff, this. You can't quite tell who's played better, really. It's that kind of affair. Very tight affair at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned about Lee Fowler scouting at the New Saints, because quite a lot of these Flint players have had spells at Nomads, haven't they?
Yeah, Connors Keat just down the road. We can see the bridge from here towards Anglesey.
With in that team.
Yeah, they won it 2 years on the trot. One of them, funny enough, one of the leagues they won when it was in lockdown because they didn't finish the season. So I think they went down with the
by default.
By default, I can't remember if they did it by the computer on average points per game and stuff, but they did it in the Women's Super League, which was a bit dodgy, you could say. It does seem a bit unfair, but that's how it was decided. And here come Flint now. Oh, cross in, calls for handball, but instead referee says play on. It's now chipped across the face of goal and headed away.
By Payne there.
Yeah. Yeah, Payne's been involved in everything so far.
Yes, he's getting himself involved in all the right ways. He's defending right down at that end, and then you see him whiz right back across the other side of the pitch for a good shot on goal.
And at the moment, Airbus could just take a breather as the ball was back with their goalkeeper, Lewis Dutton, who had to make a bit of a save earlier on against Simmons. That's all he's had to be careful about so far. Bit of head tennis going on in the middle of the park. Oh, that could have been a late stud challenge. The referee was just about to blow his whistle, but he gives Flint the home advantage there. It's now onto the right-hand side with Broadhead. And now Airbus booted out, looking for someone on the run. No one there. No Knight. No Jake Hire. Now here comes Flint again. Now onto the centre circle. Back to the halfway line. Diaw's been really busy as one of the main centre-backs for Flint already this evening. Throw in for Flint, literally on the halfway line on the near side. It's thrown down the line. Oh, he got kicked in the leg there, but right in front of Lee Fowler. Lee Fowler's asking for a foul, but instead they've played on. Oh, first touch, not the best there from Jake Phillips. And because of that, Flint have now intercepted just inside the Airbus half on the far side. Oh, calls for a foul. Was it in the box? But referee doesn't say anything. It looks as though it wasn't enough for it to be a penalty. What do you think, Miranda? He didn't get the ball.
It wasn't clear to me, to be honest. Was it? I think it was Owen who went down there. Was it James Owen in the?
I think it was, yeah.
There. Probably not. There probably was just little enough on it, and the ball was.
Oh.
And we've had another.
Yeah, that is a foul. That one, that time, is fourth officials having to chat to Lee Fowler and the coach and his assistant just to try and calm everything down. But at the moment, his team do have a golden opportunity here with this free kick near the far side corner flag. It looked like he never got the ball, and it looked like it was in the penalty area. And when watching that first time, we don't have the replays in front of us here, but it's all about first reaction for the referee. He was a lot closer than us, so I guess he could see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said, from our point of view, it was a clear penalty. I think it was definitely a close one.
Here comes the free kick. Couldn't get it past the near post. And it's back out to the left wing. Now onto the halfway line with Harrison. He's the last man back because every Flint player is inside the Airbus half. Now into the box again. Airbus defended that really well. Nice aerial defending there. Now here comes.
Now legging it back up the pitch.
He really is. He's been brilliant so far.
He has.
Oh, flick header, no one there though for Airbus. Rolls out for a goal kick. It looked as though Ryan Edwards was trying to get there in time, but he couldn't beat it from going out of play. Good game, this.
Yeah, both teams are definitely up for it today, and I wouldn't say either of them is particularly on top. They're evenly matched at the moment. We've got a few duels going on the match that I think probably will end up deciding this game.
You do feel like a goal is coming, but it could be one of those tight affairs where it could be. Oh, we're just seeing the replay again of the penalty shout. They just reckon there could have been a penalty. Let's have a look. So it was just into the box. Yeah. It looked like it was, but I guess sometimes the ref might thought there wasn't enough contact for it to be a penalty, but he kind of shoulder barged into him. And then even the Airbus player himself kind of probably expected it to be a penalty, and then he got told to carry on instead. But meanwhile, here is the man that made the tackle, and that is Ryan Edwards. Now to Jake Phillips, he outsprints his man. He'll go for goal. And it's gone just over the crossbar. It just went too high so quickly at the end, Miranda.
Yeah, and that's Phillips' second relatively good shot on goal. He's managed to keep them pretty close, but just not got the golden one yet. He's been strong this game though, hasn't he? He's shots in the area, shots outside the area. He's done well.
Yeah, that was another shot off target for Airbus, but they're really into this. They're certainly just reminding everyone there's plenty of matches to go yet before they can be looked at as a team going into relegation. As I said before, if they win this, they'll back in the points. They'd get themselves onto 1 point, which is a start before we reach the halfway point of the season. Games still to be played during the World Cup, but not as many fixtures. I think I read that the World Cup rule is if your team has at least 3 international players at the World Cup that can't make the squad, they can't facilitate the match during the World Cup. Oh, calls for handball, but the referee didn't see it, it would seem. It looked like the ball was like ball to hand, maybe. Miranda, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a bit confusing. There was a bit of holding in the area going on as well. One of the Flint defenders holding back on the Airbus player.
Oh, and now there's a foul against Airbus.
Tension seems to be rising in this game, don't they?
Yeah, it's definitely living up to the Derby statement, that's for sure. After, was it 26 and a half minutes gone? Still goalless, but it's been a great battle so far. We've already had penalty calls, handball calls. We've had shots going over the crossbar already. We've had a shot on target that was saved by the Airbus goalkeeper of Lewis Dutton. But now it's his opposite goalkeeper, Harry Allen, taking this free kick to try and get it into the box. A flick header, nowhere there. Thomason couldn't clear it. Oh, and I think it might have taken a deflection. It is a corner. And I thought for a moment it might have been a shot on target for Flint, but instead it goes wide for a corner for Flint. But that was a big moment, one of the biggest chances they've had so far.
Yeah, Cole did really well there to get himself in the space, to have the moment, to be able to make that shot. But it took a deflection, and Airbus managed to get in the way. But interesting, Flint seem to have this corner. Is this their second of the game?
I think it is, yeah. Yep, second of the game, and it's a dangerous one.
Both have come on the side that they seem to be having the least success down. They seem to be having more of that success down the right-hand side. They've been taking their corners. Well, they've fallen on the left, and that might be frustrating for them.
It's funny, isn't it? You don't see that many goals scored from corners anymore. I mean, just in my natural day-to-day watching football, I just don't see it that often. But maybe as a Man United fan, that's the problem. We don't score from corners.
Maybe the problem is you don't score at all.
I walked into that one. Damn it. We got a throw-in for Flint, just to the right of the home dugout. The Fowler's side hoping to get their first win as they haven't got any in the last 5. Into the box, and yet again Diallo's everywhere at the moment. He's covered up most of the pitch absolutely brilliantly, and his teammates just kept it in play, and he's won a throw-in as well for Flint, just in line with the 18-yard box.
Yeah, you see, he's incredible at the moment. Fantastic defender, 6'6". You know, he knows how to get himself in the way, but he's been great in the box for them as well, hasn't he?
I'm sure if Seb True was listening, he might question the height. He seems to question every player's height in football whenever he Googles it. But anyways, a chance for Flynn. Oh, the ball went towards the goal, but instead it just curved wide. But it looked as though there might have been a chance for a bicycle kick, maybe, from what looked to be from Simmons.
Jack Hindle got himself in the corner. He looked like he was ready, and it just didn't quite fall properly for him.
So nearly reaching the half-hour mark. Still Flint Town 0, Airbus UK Broughton 0. In the last game of the Welsh Premier League today, the late kick-off here in Flint. And it's gone into the Airbus half, and now it's back with Steve Thomason. His shirt was pulled, and the linesman saw it straight away. Simmons penalised there. So it might have been offside as well, but he was pulling his shirt. It was right in front of the linesman. Either way, the visitors have got a free kick.
And it's going to be Lewis Dutton taking this one.
Yeah, not many clean sheets. I don't think they've got any clean sheets this season, Airbus. Lewis Dutton would love to get that today in the Flintshire Derby. Makes the kick with his right foot. And then it's headed away. Now onto the halfway line with Simmons. Great tackle. I mean, he falls to the ground still in pain, but they continue with Flint on the attack. They'll continue without Simmons. Shot blocked on the edge of the box. Now out onto the near side here.
It did look like, from where we were, he did sustain quite a bit of contact there, and he's still down.
He did get the ball. I wonder if that was enough for the referee to say, play on. And he's still down, Simmons. Airbus have now got the possession in their own half with Edwards. Then to Gareth Edwards, but it looks as though they're going to kick the ball out of play for a moment. Even Steve Thomason has now gone down to the ground, the captain for the visitors. So looks as though Simmons will get treatment. But let's not forget as well, Miranda, Simmons is their top goal scorer. Akpro was injured during the warm-up. Not exactly what Lee Fowler would have hoped for coming into today's game.
No, but I think the tackle on him is credit to how well he's been doing this afternoon. He's been running in front, he's been getting ahead, he's been getting himself in those dangerous opportunities, and then that's why Airbus knew that they had to take him out. But as you say, no foul awarded there, and I'm sure Flint will be hoping that he can recover from this one and be up in a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah, it looks like it might be his right knee from seeing the medic come and check out on him. Steve Thomason was also being checked up on as well. Hopefully both players can continue. Steve Thomason's actually got 2 goals this season for Airbus, so he's actually I'm not sure if this was in the league or in all competitions, but he's their top goal scorer when checking it out before. But both players are just going to the sidelines, and then hopefully they'll run back on. But yeah, it looks like Simmons should hopefully be okay. And then it'll be a throw for Flint, and they'll give it back to Airbus since Airbus kicked it out voluntarily.
There's been quite a nice partnership between Simmons and between Cole when they get into that Flint box, looking for each other, looking to find the space, trying to make themselves available. So if it were the case that Simmons weren't able to continue, I think Flint would definitely suffer with their goal-scoring opportunities. That would hamper them.
Still goalless at Stamford Bridge after 17 minutes between Chelsea and Man United there. I'm not sure if there's any other late kickoffs. We'll probably talk more about the English Premier and other matches at half-time. And we've just seen a scout from TNS in the stands. I think it's Mr. Simon Spender. I'll whisper that because I don't want him to hear me.
Well, I'm sure he was hoping to see Akpro today.
Yeah, a good friend Burgoyne will be gutted about that, but he'll be with me at TNS this Tuesday night. Good plug in there, thank you. At 7:45 or 8 o'clock, I should check that out. But anyway, Flint at the moment going for a long ball down the right-hand side. And Airbus, I think it was Steve Thomason who headed it out, and it'll be a throw for Flint just right in front of the home dugout. It'll be Broadhead to take this throw-in.
Yeah, and I think he's been great in this game so far. He's been fighting for the ball in a way that...
I think all the players have, haven't they? I don't think anyone's been getting a foot wrong from what I'm seeing so far. It's calls for handball again. The referee's going to blow his whistle. No. He points towards the goal, but not towards the penalty spot. So a goal kick for Airbus there, but he had the whistle in his mouth. I thought he was.
He's been ready a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, it just shows that maybe they don't just make that decision very quickly, and they just go through it in their head again, maybe, and just picture what just happened. But I didn't, from my angle. Don't know about you, Miranda, but I didn't see much of a handball there.
No, I don't think there was a clear and obvious shout there at all.
So goal kick for Airbus. I think Airbus could be. I think Jamie Reid, the new manager, will be pretty pleased with how they've played so far in his first game in charge. And Diao with the headed clearance for a throw-in. And now Airbus out to the left-hand side with Jake here. Maybe he could get a corner out of it. Instead, he's got his back towards goal. Needs support, and he chips it about 10 yards back to Jamie Crowther. And now it's onto the halfway line with Gareth Edwards. Looks to his right. And then it through ball back with Crowther. All tries to go for the shot. I could have sworn that struck the defender's face, but looks like he's okay, and they'll carry on. JK here again. Then a cross in, or last-ditch header that was from one of the Flint defenders. Airbus still have it. Another cross in. They couldn't, only half cleared. But here comes Simmons now, who's just come back onto the pitch after getting a bit of a kick into the leg. Now Pearce, oh, he's done his man as well. Oh, he's won the ball. He's won the ball, though. Could have been a foul in the box, but I think the referee was right to not say anything there.
Yeah, and there was no complaints from George Pearce there, was there? He
No.
wasn't, flailing his arms or anything. I think he knew that the contact was little there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good tackle. But Airbus been a little bit quiet up front the last few minutes, but here they go again, striking back in this all-square game at the moment. Of course, a few results that came in from the English Premier League today. Liverpool losing away at Nottingham Forest in the early kickoff. Everton beating Palace 3-0 at Goodison. And, well, that man again for Manchester City, Erling Haaland. We have to check this out if he scored a hat-trick or 2 goals. I can't remember. No, it was 2 goals, one of them being a penalty. De Bruyne scoring the 3rd goal of the game. Oh, bit of a foul maybe, no. And there'll be nearly a free header there that just went over the crossbar with Hindle with the opportunity for Flint. But not sure what happened before that, Miranda.
Well, it's this duel down right in front of us between Beaumont and Pearce at the moment. They just seem to get on top of each other. They're standing right next to one another now. They're marking very, very closely. And I think Pearce maybe just let him get ahead of him. And there was frustration there as he tried to win the ball back.
Yeah, and this is the thing. They'll keep an eye on each other throughout the game. There's no doubt about that. Unless they try and switch ends, maybe, depending on what the manager wants to do. We've got a goal kick taken, trying to look for their main man up front, but instead, Atio with the clearance. Incredibly active, that player. I've never seen him before, but he's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Kante a little bit.
It's a bit taller than Kante.
Yeah, and everyone's taller than Kante. Playing with the throw-in. But Kante's got the best smile in the world, let's not forget. Now with Payne. Oh, another shot wide at the end. And that looked as though that was George Pearce.
Yeah, it was. Couldn't keep it down, though.
There's been a lot of those shots, haven't there, from Airbus? They just can't, as you say, they just can't keep it down and get it on target. But who knows? We all say it, don't we? We all say don't shoot, and then one goes in. You think, what a goal. I'll never forget, I think it was Vincent Kompany with that long-range shot against Leicester. And if they score the goal, they're pretty much on the verge of winning the Prem. And Sergio Aguero said to him at full time, I told you not to shoot, and I'm glad you didn't listen.
I don't know. I'm of the opinion it's always worth a go.
Yeah.
Especially in a game like this where, you're not sure when your next time by the goal is going to be, how close you're going to get. It's flipping end to end. I think you've just got to go for it, haven't you, in a game like this?
I mean, I've tried so many times and then it goes way over the crossbar, but that's from my experience. Maybe I dreamed too much of it going in.
You'd be interested to know 0% of my shots on goal have gone over the crossbar.
Oh, that's because you haven't been on the pitch either, have you?
Yeah, no, I've never played, so.
I think I ruined that for you then.
It's all right. I'll stand by my 0% stats.
Oh, Dutton. Well, how far will he boot that this time? It's trying to play it out to left wing instead. Before it even bounced, it goes out for a Flint throw-in. I can't believe it's already been 39 minutes into this game.
Yeah, this is going very quickly. It's fast-paced. We're seeing a lot of action. It's a great game to be at.
And our video printer is now working, folks, so apologies for that if it wasn't working before. And now here we go again then with Airbus. This time with Ryan Edwards, who delivered a fantastic ball into the 6-yard box a few minutes ago, which had to be a last-ditch header to clear away so that Airbus didn't get the header on target, at least.
You sense Simmons has been a little bit quieter in these last 5 minutes. He's been struggling to get the ball, really, hasn't he?
Oh, Steve Thompson, really brave there in between both Flint players. I think he got caught when making the clearance with Simmons.
Yeah,
both
Simmons
players.
Seems to have caught that right knee again.
Oh, he's in behind. No, it's offside. against Tyndall for Flint, and it'll be a free kick for Airbus. But yeah, it looks like Simmons and Steve Thomas, and they were both treated about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago.
And both managed to get involved again.
Again, they're both kind of limping at the moment. But they both, that's good to see, both of them just
checking
tapping
on the other.
Yeah, always good to see. And they'll fight against each other again in a minute, I'm sure. So 5 minutes to go till we reach half time. It looks as though Lyon have just beaten Montpellier 2-1 away from home in Ligue 1. And now Flint, it's in their half at the moment, just 20 yards out from goal. Only for it to be it looked as though it was a clearance, and it'll be Payne that will take the throw for the visitors. Will he play it down the line? He's just asking one of his teammates on the edge of the box to come a bit closer. Etio again with the header clearance. I must admit, if I was a scout, I'd certainly look at him as a defender.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Payne for Airbus is getting himself in the way. And
yeah.
Diao needs to make those saves from him. He's beating his namesake for the Flint defenders today, definitely.
Well, we've got Edwards now, who's won the possession for Airbus. Now with Crowther. And that is a long ball on the edge of the box. Goalkeeper coming out again, which looked as though for a moment he couldn't trust his teammate, but his teammate was able to do the job and get rid of the ball. So throw-in that is for Airbus. Only to go back into their own half, and they switch sides with Payne on the left. Will he play it inside? He's trying to just keep it away from Simmons. Now Airbus, they've got it in the 18-yard box. Now with Payne, he's on his own on the left wing to swing it in with his left foot. Oh, could not.
Just a bit too much on that.
Yeah, it was very close to try and find Pierce, but instead it's been dealt with by the home team.
But I think actually we saw the versatility of Payne quite well there, putting the shot in and then running in to take it immediately after.
Yeah, we just saw a low cross there from Pierce, and I think it was Jake Ayer that made the shot, but he kind of scuffed it at the end, and it was easy enough for Allen to make the catch.
Not quite enough power on that to have caused problems for Harry Allen.
Palmer there just trying to go for a quick ball in behind on the left wing, but instead it was well read by, I think it was Anthony Stevens. So another Airbus throw-in, literally at the midway point of their opposition half. It's gone with a short throw-in this time. Cuts it in the way there of Jake Ayer, then back to the halfway line with Gareth Edwards. Now Edwards looking out to the left as it kept it in play. Referee, I think, has given it as a throw-in for Flint. So they kept it in play and avoided the goal kick or corner. That's the wonderful insight of the Welsh Premier League. As I mentioned to Miranda today, you can hear exactly what they're saying to each other compared to when you're in a English Championship game or anything like that.
We can hear Thomason, the captain of Airbus today, calling for that to have been a corner, but not today.
Oh, nearly got the link up, but it's gone behind for a goal kick for Flint. But we've got a minute and a half to go, but looks as though it could be goalless at half time. It's been a good competition, though. You wouldn't think, despite the season Airbus have had, but no wins yet, you wouldn't think that they were in that kind of form.
Well, I don't know. It's a derby. They're coming into it, and those losses, the points deductions, it can really spur you on, can't it? And give you that want for it that maybe Flint don't have as much of or don't need as much of. They've been doing fine. Airbus have come here with something to prove, haven't they?
I mean, I remember being here, and funny enough, Airbus were playing in this kit. They've had this kit for a few years now, but with Gardner on their sponsors as well, where they came here and they won every single game in the division below. That was the Cumbrian North Division, which is the league below the Welsh Prem. 2018, I think it was. They won every game, and then they came to Flint just before Christmas and lost 1-0. It was very dark and cloudy and rainy and storm weather. It was just one of those nights.
Fallacy for that match then, perhaps.
I know. One of those where I wish I had a bigger coat. but I've got one now. Anyway.
There were shouts for handball then from Diao, but I don't think his hands were naturally away from his body. They were just in front of him.
I was going to say I didn't see much in that, to be honest. But hopefully we will see a goal in the second half at least. We've got 1 minute of added time, says the fourth official in the very nice snazzy digital board. And the announcer there confirming it.
I think I'd be a good fourth official. I think I'd be very capable of holding up a sign now and again. It's obviously a lot more than that. I'll clarify that. But I think I'd be all right.
Knowing me, I'll drop it. And it'll be broken. I'd have to use my fingers. Imagine trying to do the fingers with your substitutions, number 11.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I can't even do it while holding this lip mic. And I thought for a moment it might have been a corner, but it's quite tight from our angle in the press box, so it'll be a throw-in as I'm swinging on my chair. It's quite comfy, actually. But long throw-in, D-lap-esque kind of throw-in there. It's into the box. Someone needs to kick it, and it's Flint who make the important kick to just get it out of the danger zone.
Knight was in the box. He was ready for it. He was expecting it, but he just couldn't get the space. He couldn't quite get the right touch on it from his head, and hence sent it in the opposite direction.
Oh, and there we go then. That was a very quick 1 minute of added time. So Hugh Jones there just blowing the whistle for half-time. And, well, no goals at the moment here at Flint, but it has been a very interesting game so far. And I think what we'll do is we'll have a quick half-time break because we're in a very tight press box where people need to get out, and especially the analysis for Airbus, who would very much like to get out.
Speak
so we're
to
gonna
his team, I imagine.
So we'll be back for the second half in just a bit, so don't go anywhere.
Substitution for Airbus. Replacing number 4, Stephen Thomason. Number 28.
Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Sports live commentary of the Flintshire derby between Flint Town United and Airbus UK Broughton. And our team sheets nearly swept away, and we would have been screwed for the rest of the match there, but we saved them with our hands. Maybe we could make it as goalkeepers yet. But we've just had a change with Airbus, and it's the Stephen Thomason who's had to go off. Of course, he did pick up a knock in that first half, and he's not going to be able to continue, so he's been replaced by McManus, and that now means that Ryan Edwards is the captain. He's just kicked off the game for Airbus as they attack this half from left to right. Flint Town from right to left. Still goalless, so really it's just another, it feels like the start of a game again where there's no goals, and then just to see if anything can happen. But, actually, I was just going to ask Miranda Solvin, but here comes Flint on the attack. And it's onto the near corner flag on the left-hand side. It was pretty much even Stevens between both teams in that first half. So as you'd expect, both teams, I'm sure, will go for it again. And now here comes Simmons up against 3 Airbus players. He goes to the ground, and I think he fell very easily there, to be honest, Miranda.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough on that. I think it was Palmer who was in the box who committed that foul, shall we call it for now. But he went down very easily there. But he's straight out of the blocks, causing problems. And I'm guessing this might be Flint's preferred side. You know, Airbus changing which way they were hoping to go last minute at the start of the match by winning the toss. So this could be what decides the match.
I always wonder if it's a superstition for some of the players. Maybe they all have their own. Like, they put their left boot on first, so the right boot. Maybe they want to attack from right to left to start off with. Who knows? I mean,
well, the question is always: do you do left or right sock and then left or right boot, or is it both socks then both boots?
Simmons just couldn't get past his man there, and now Airbus going on for the break of attack, but it's well controlled there by Anthony Stevens. And now with Broadhead out to the right-hand side, just about 30 yards out with Hindle, who's replaced Akpro today, who was our poster boy, but he couldn't even make it into the game. Absolutely disappointing. But it's back onto the centre circle at the moment.
You knew you'd put him on the poster, so you didn't want to do it anymore.
Luckily, I didn't have to pay him. There's been a goal at Ajax's game. Stephen Berghaus with a goal there. So, of course, that's the video printer just below our scoreboard. But looks as though I think that was Pierce who's down on the ground. But
yeah,
he's back
Pierce
up.
has been very active along that left-hand side, hasn't he, all game?
Mm.
So,
Yeah, they've certainly been playing for their money tonight, Airbus, and for the Flint team. And that's not good, looking at the weather app on my laptop saying thunderstorm. Hopefully that doesn't happen between now and the end of this game. It's a throw-in for Flint. I was going to say, do you put your sock on left first or right?
I think I'm a left first.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I've never thought too much about it. I just, you know what I mean?
Me neither. I'm definitely a both socks then both shoes kind of person, though. Can't be going one whole foot then the other whole foot. No. That's not the way to do it.
We actually we'll have to explain it in just a moment. Let's just see what happens with this Flint attack. A bit of a raffle prize debacle during half-time, which was very funny to watch because we have the PA not far from us in the press box, and they announced the winning ticket, and it was a bottle of red wine, but the poor kid thought he could come pick it up, but he realised he was not allowed. I did say a bottle of Dr. Pepper, I'm sure will be fine. But luckily his mum came and picked it up instead.
I'm never sure what Dr. Pepper is actually supposed to taste like.
Is it Coke?
No, but I don't think it is. I don't know.
It's been a few years since I've had it.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Other soft drinks are available. So Ryan Edwards has a throw in here, but instead he'll leave it for Phillips. Right in front of Lee Fowler and his coaches and his substitute players. Flint didn't make any changes at half-time, just to confirm, just their bus with their one. Yeah,
Diao didn't seem to suffer too badly from those knocks, even though he he did look like he went down and he was struggling.
Well, here we go.
assume he's fine.
Jake Head probably trying to get it into the opposite box, but instead it's out onto the left-hand side, the far side, looking for a header. No, not that time. Anthony Stevens says no, and now here come Flint. Can they go on the counter? 3 of them inside the Airbus half.
Oh, and that was a beautiful cross behind from Simmons.
And there's nearly another nutmeg there from Cole, but it just didn't quite connect at the end. But it's gone back all the way to their goalkeeper, Harry Allen. You know, nothing's really changed, has it, Miranda, from the first off? It's end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, both teams still very much up for it, not affected by the darkening of the skies around us or by the break at half-time.
Oh, and now here's Simmons down on the ground, and he's pointed to the spot. And it's a yellow card, I think it's going to be as well. Oh, hit and miss for me, I thought. But Simmons, oh no, wait, it's a yellow card for Simmons. So the goalkeeper actually, sorry, not the goalkeeper, the referee pointed towards the goal for a goal kick instead, but I thought it was he pointed for a penalty. But
yeah,
some of us celebrated, some of us aren't sure. Lee Fowler looks a bit unsure as well. He's challenging it towards the 4th official. What did you think to that?
certainly from where we were, I did think it was very soft to have been a penalty. It didn't look like there was enough there for him to have gone down. He was surrounded by Airbus players, Simmons, but not quite enough. I would have thought, I must admit, I was surprised to think that it had been given. But do we think the yellow card was for simulation there, or?
I mean, I didn't think there was much in it.
No,
I didn't think there was much in it, but the referee clearly straight away thought, no, that's you making a dive, trying to get a penalty from the advantage, and instead I'll give you the yellow card.
It didn't look to me from here as though it was a dive. It just looked like he went down a little too softly. But
well, it looks as though Phillips is down for Airbus at the moment. Doesn't look good. Oh, is it Knight? Sorry, Knight. Apologies, it's Knight who's down at the moment. Bradley James Knight. Yeah, that's right. Jake Phillips is he's alive and well in the centre circle. But scores coming in. AC Milan 3, Monza 0. That old face at Liverpool, Divock Origi, getting one of the goals. I forgot he went there. Not a bad transfer, really. Valencia 0, Mallorca 0 at half-time. Same at Stamford Bridge, still goalless there. Chelsea and Man United.
Disappointed to hear that news, are you, Jamie?
Well, if my uncle's listening, I hope he's enjoying his trip down there. But
I think if he's there, he might be focused on watching the game in hand.
Yeah, maybe. But this is the Flintshire Derby, let's not forget. Here on Let's Talk Sport. We've got TNS Carnarvon on Tuesday night, and we don't know yet, but we might be doing Connors Quay on Friday night against Newtown with Joe Stanley. It looks as though the medic for Airbus, she's back on the sidelines, and it looks as though Knight is going to be able to continue on. And now here come Airbus taking that free kick. And Knight, who's just come back onto the pitch, try to break through there. And now back with the keeper of Airbus. Oh, he's hit that well out, and that's going right into the... Oh, I thought it was going to go into the trees, but it just hit that wall at the end.
He just managed to save it.
I think there's barbed wire on top of the walls as well, so it could have got punctured.
That certainly would have been an interesting development in this game.
Well, it looks as though Airbus are going to make another substitution. Craig Coran is going to come on. Ball's gone out of play again. Will they make that change now? The 4th official's getting the board ready.
Do you think we're expecting Knight to come off after that knock, or do you think this is strategic?
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out in just a moment. It's another throw in as it's starting to get dark here in Flint, as of course the winter's night's kicking in. It's another throw for Flint this time. It'll be Broadhead to take it. Substitution not made yet. That second one for Airbus. It's a long throw into the penalty area. Calls for a foul. And instead it will be a corner kick for Flint on the far side. I was going to say I didn't see much in that either, to be honest. But I guess that happens with aerial duels.
Yeah, and I think Airbus will be delighted that it's a corner and not the penalty that we thought it would have been a couple of minutes ago.
Well, they're all pretty much lined up on the goal line at the moment, both sets of players. This is quite an interesting tactic. It's a low one now. Simmons gets away from his man, goes down. Is that a penalty? I think it is this time. Second time of asking, he gets the penalty.
Yeah, and he pointed to the spot there quickly, didn't he?
He did, and I'm glad this time it wasn't towards the goal. Getting tricked, it would be a goal kick again.
They did look like there was a bit more on that one than a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, second time of asking. He got a yellow card last time he fell in the box just a few minutes ago, but this time he's won the penalty for Flint. So we could see our first goal of the game here. But who will take it? I think Simmons might. He's gone all the way back to grab the ball. He was nearly injured.
Wants this one.
He was nearly injured in the first half, but the energy's there. Can he use that to fight the finish? Lots of kids behind the goal net as well, hoping to see it strike the net. Or otherwise, if it goes wide, they better hide behind the barriers and not get hit by the ball.
And there was me being cynical, thinking they were going to put the goalie off.
They might do. He's rattled the crossbar to try and probably get into Simmons' head. So Simmons against Dutton. Oh, what a save by Dutton. Fantastic save. Makes a low ball save to his right. Nice dive there. And Simmons, he struck that as well, didn't he?
Yeah, there must have been a lot of power that Lewis Dutton took from that shot. But credit to him, he did really well to get his body in the way of that one, didn't he?
That was a fantastic save. I mean, the power behind it, you thought would be enough to just get past him, and maybe the keeper wouldn't be quick enough to make the save, but to also keep it away from his man as well. That was a fantastic save. And Curran has just come on now, finally for Airbus, to replace Bradley James Knight. So as you mentioned, Miranda, looks as though it might be because of the injury picked up a few minutes ago. Just watching the penalty. Well, the calls for a penalty, it looked like he hit and miss again, but we've just seen another chance there from Flint. But it's all Flint at the moment.
Yeah, I think that they definitely seem to be preferring shooting this way. I think they're finally finding those little pockets of spaces. They are exploiting those Airbus weaknesses where they can find them. And they're making the most of it. You know, Brandon Tiao has been kept largely quiet so far this side of the match.
So it's back with the Airbus keeper. What an eventful few minutes he's just had, saving a penalty and avoiding losing his clean sheet. Now Flint on the back foot, but it's just able to be cleared at the end. No threats whatsoever, really. But it looks as though Jake Phillips, he's done really well there against Simmons. Simmons is going to run back at him, but he doesn't intercept. Now with Jake Hayer out to his left of McManus, who came on at the start of the first half. Oh, nearly went into the handrail bar there, the Flint player. And he's went off the pitch as well. That would have been quite nasty on his knees as well.
Yeah, especially on this surface as well. I imagine it's not forgiving.
Yeah, we were talking about this, didn't we? If you scored a goal, would you do a slide?
Oh, I don't
would you even do a slide tackle?
Sliding on this.
Your knees would be very red.
But it looks like Garrett's okay. He's on. He's jogging as well.
Yeah, I think there were some people in the stands wondering if maybe he got pushed, but I'm sure it wasn't intentional. Torquay United have just got a goal back. They're 2-1 down at home to Altrincham. I'd imagine that's in that BT Sport game. That's normally their late kickoffs. Airbus to have a throw-in, but they know that they've been very close to conceding, and they'll want to try and get themselves back on the front foot. A long throw, and it went out of play before it even came back out onto the pitch. And instead it'll be Garrett who'll take the throw-in for Flint on the near side. Goes long down the line. Couldn't pick out Simmons. And now it's a long ball forward from Airbus. With Stevens, he's got to be careful. He's got to watch his back. And it'll be a throw-in again for Flint. But yes, this game has definitely got feisty. We're nearly at the hour mark already with just over half an hour left to play. Still goalless in the Flintshire derby.
Despite that penalty being taken, Lewis Dutton doing extremely well to save that one.
I'm sure Lewis Dutton will be watching that again on S4C later.
He'll be watching that one back and celebrating tonight.
One of those S4C cameras, it was a hell of a save. I'm sure the new manager will be delighted to have seen that from him to make sure he keeps that #1 spot.
Simmons just putting pressure on Lewis Dutton a little bit there with his kick out.
Oh, I think there was calls for offside, maybe. I'm not sure from the referee signal. But that was inside the Flint half. I'd imagine it was offside. I didn't see the flag raised unless there was a foul, but we'll leave it as that. It'll be James Owen, the captain, to take it. Makes the signal with his left arm and boots it deep into the 18-yard box. Keeper couldn't get there, and there's a chance to tap it in, maybe. No, another block. Fantastic defending at the end from Airbus. It's gone behind for a corner, but they'll take that.
Yeah, Lewis Dutton seemed to have hold of it for a short while, but either let it go or something happened there, and it did fall back to the Flint players. But yeah, players managed to get themselves in the way and get it out for this corner.
Yeah, goalkeeper nearly lost it, but his teammates backed him up, and another header just goes wide, just past the far post. A very nervous last 5 minutes, I'd say, for the visitors, but they live on.
Yeah, Flint have definitely come into this since half-time. It was quite even before half-time, but I think you'll agree it's mostly one-way traffic now, isn't it?
Yeah, Airbus could do with changing the direction of that. And going the opposite way. So they've got a goal kick, which they'll be delighted with those chances that Flint just had. As I said, Lewis Dutton was on the ground, and luckily his teammates were behind him to get ready for if any shot was going to be on target. They made the block, and it went behind for a corner.
Simmons is there.
All the time, isn't he?
He's been really troublesome to those Airbus defenders today.
And he'll be hungry for a goal after missing that penalty. Oh, he gets completely pushed down like a rugby tackle, I thought, but referee said he was right in front of the ref of Hugh there, but he
seems no action.
Yes, yeah, he's right in front of him. So, oh, and there's a good through ball to Hindle, but great sliding challenge that was by, I think it was Joseph Palmer. And it's going to be a throw-in for Flint.
Yeah, Palmer did really well to get in there and get it out of the danger area, didn't he?
Yeah, I think if you're a betting person right now, and you're going to go for next goal in this match, it looks like Flint are knocking on the door. Another flick header across the face of goal now. Strike, it's gone over the crossbar. It was on the half volley. I think maybe the bounce towards the kick was the problem at the end, but it's all Flint now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was a chance for Jack Hindle on his right-hand side, and just couldn't keep it down. But they look like they're getting closer every minute, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do. And Airbus, who knows, every time your opponents miss, it could be a sign that you might just get the goal after all. Offside, maybe, I think. Well, they have Koran, who's just come on, wasn't happy with that decision whatsoever.
There was some fruity language there on the pitch, wasn't there?
Yeah, we can't repeat that. I did tell you you'd hear that. That's the beauty
of it.
Two minds think alike. Here comes the ball in the box now. Straight. Oh, what another fantastic save.
Great opportunity for Cole there.
It was Lamau Cole with the strike. We could see it from our angle. It was going straight towards goal, but the left foot of Lewis Dutton keeps Airbus in the game yet again.
I was going to say, he's doing remarkably well for them at the moment. Best player on the pitch for Airbus in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, that's proven to be a great advert of football here in this late evening kickoff. Another corner. Oh, and I thought this time they have just got it over the line.
Got ahead on that just for a second there.
I don't even know how the referee can decide who gets the corner or the goal kick, because it just comes off so many players before it goes out of play. But that's why he is the referee, I take it. But Flint will take the corner on the near side again. How many more chances do they need to break the deadlock after 63 minutes gone here? And now it's a short corner. Instead of swinging it in, they've gone with a short approach this time. And it's going to be a goal kick at the end. Another relief for the Airbus defensive line, that's for sure. Yep, still goalless between Chelsea and Man United. It looks as though Sporting Braga are 2-0 up in the Portuguese league away to Estoril Praia. In case you wanted to know. I can't believe that, though. Ajax 1-1 now in their away match. Half-time in that game. And it's still a draw in this one so far. I mean, at the moment, Miranda, do you think Airbus would take the draw when you look at these last few chances?
Yeah, I think they definitely would at this point. Flint seem to just be edging closer. We haven't seen much in the way of Airbus having any good chances. Every time they seem to get the ball into the Flint half, they're dispossessed or they lose it or something happens. It's been a weak 10 minutes for them, but maybe if they keep trying, they'll find a way through. But for now, it's all Flint traffic.
Yeah, we just saw Airbus. They had the ball in the Flint half, but they didn't have anyone behind it. And there's a foul. Is there going to be a booking here? It's Simmons that's gone down.
Wow. It looked like the Airbus player went down and then pulled Simmons' foot from what I could see. Pulled him so that he was also down next to him. There seemed to be a lot of frustration there, and I think it might be Bobby Beaumont who was involved with Simmons there. But
there's the yellow
there
card.
Definitely seems to be tension there, and probably deserved that yellow card.
Yeah, it looks as though George Pearce has just received the yellow card. I think that's Airbus's first booking of the game.
Yeah, I think it is. We saw the yellow card for Simmons earlier, but that's the second of the game and their first. But yeah, I think there was just frustration from George Pearce there that he wasn't able to control Simmons, and who can blame him? I mean, Simmons is off again already.
Yeah, so he could get to the end of it. No, flick header forward to actually probably our favourite centre-back tonight of Diao, who nearly got there, but goalkeeper beat him to it. That was
Lewis Dutton coming out again at the right time.
He's been great in goal, hasn't he, Lewis Dutton?
He's been fantastic, and I think Airbus will be really pleased with him.
Of course, I'm hoping Miranda's remembered this, but I will ask her just before the end of the game for her man of the match. So
I've been thinking, don't worry.
Still got over 20 minutes to think about it, but still a lot can happen between now and the end. Of course, if you just joined us, you're listening to Let's Talk Sports live commentary of the Welsh Premier League between Flint and Airbus. Still goalless, but an eventful derby, that is for sure. We've had a penalty saved. We've had a couple of shots on target, at least from Flint. They've been the better team since half-time, I'd say. But, of course, at the end of the day, the scoreline's still level, so anyone could win this. And maybe, just maybe, it's one of those games where there's only one goal in it. So it looks as though Flint and Airbus are just lining up in the 18-yard box of the Airbus half to get ready for this long throw-in, as I like to call it, a Rory D-lap throw-in. And I thought maybe that for a moment, I thought they were going to do a short throw after all the hype up of what I just gave it. But it's a long one towards the near post and a flick. What a save again from Lewis Dutton. I mean, did you see the flick as well? It was a great back heel kick in the air. Alicia Russell would have been happy with that, but that was a fantastic save from Dutton. And he somehow, in the air as well, had enough strength to flick it over the crossbar.
It's hard to tell whether it's skill or luck or a mix at this point, but Lewis Dutton has been a saviour for Airbus.
There's another volley there, but well wide, and Airbus will take that, and that was from Garrett of Flint Town. So a goal kick for Airbus. But as I said before, just the penalty save is enough, but he's got a show reel from this game already, hasn't he, Lewis Dutton? Thanks to the S4C cameras.
It's a great match for any sort of, I guess, scout to be watching him.
I think instead of Lewis Dutton wanting the Man of the Match award, I think he'll be asking for the contact details of the match director and ask him, can you send me the videos later? That'd be great. Anyway, back with this game. Can Airbus trying to get possession, and they're getting rattled, Airbus. That was a late challenge from Curran. We saw him look a bit angry earlier. Oh, goodness. What's happened there?
I think we've just watched No.
We've just seen 2 yellow cards.
Beaumont who's gone down there and received a yellow, I think, perhaps.
Yeah. Both sets of players have received a yellow card, so that was Curran for Airbus. but also Flint as well. Might have been the words said to the ref, but I'm not quite sure. I think it was Broadhead, the number 17 for Flint Town there. But referee's getting busy now. And we probably called it before half-time that it could get feisty.
Yeah, there definitely seems to be frustration between the players here now, isn't there?
I've just seen the replay of that flick and the save again. It's absolutely incredible. Couldn't do anything more. Now with the free kick. Not the greatest of kicks there from Allen. But Flint's still on the attacking zone. But they've got themselves a corner. Lewis Dutton tried to keep it in play, but it went out of play at the end. And we got probably the best surname in the stadium of Adam Davies coming onto the pitch.
So it's quite far down the list, personally.
not to be associated with Adam Davies at Let's Talk Sport. This is a completely different Adam Davies.
Adam Davies, who I for a long time believed was your brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it looks like...
He looks like Matic from here.
Airbus are hoping to make another substitution.
Yeah, this would be their third of the game. Swinging corner. No one at it, though, for Flint. Headed clearly. Now it's back into the 18-yard box. Goalkeeper needs to get there. Oh, he got fouled in the air. And I think the referee has given a penalty.
A clash of heads there between Lewis Gutton, the goalkeeper, and Diao.
Was that a penalty?
I can't. I'm not sure it was.
It
Both
felt
of
like
them
50-50.
seemed to go for it. I wouldn't say either was particularly at fault, but both are down. Particularly Diao looks like he's struggling after that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nasty collision. I mean, goalkeeper was up with his hands, but that's not the first time tonight that Dutton has dropped the ball when going in the air for it.
No, and I think when you take into account, you know, these goalie protection rules that we have in play.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't see why that is a penalty if it is one, but.
Well, he saved one before. Can he do it again? That's the question right now, and you can see that walk up from Simmons. It's quite a dangerous walk up, isn't it? It's quite scary seeing him pick up the ball and slowly walk to the box like it's Judgment Day. Then I'm going to end your clean sheet right here, right now.
Yeah, and Jamie Reid on that touchline is not happy at all, is he?
No, he's walked quite far from the dugout to speak to the linesman. So it's take number 2 for Simmons. Dutton just having to quickly recover from that collision. Will he be okay to take on this penalty? I think so. There's no second goalkeeper that's about to come on or anything like that for Airbus.
I guess from the goalkeeper's point of view, Diao got there first.
He did, didn't he? I think he did. It looked like it was 50-50 from what I saw the first time round. We could just see the replay on the little monitor as well, and it's a yellow card for Dutton. Maybe for taking too much time before this penalty, but maybe he's, you could say, trying to get into the head of Simmons and make him think quite a lot about how to take this penalty. So, can he do it this time, Simmons? He rattles the crossbar again, just like he did last time. Lewis Dutton.
Will he rattle Simmons?
Here we go then. Simmons to take the penalty. And he scores it this time. No problem whatsoever for Mr. Simmons. Strikes it into the middle of the net. Goalkeeper looked like he was going the right way, but this time Simmons cemented it for sure and made sure I ain't leaving this penalty area with any regrets. So it's Flint Town 1, Airbus 0. Miranda, your thoughts on that?
A great penalty from Simmons. Lots of power on that. He's decided to go slightly higher with the shot this time, and it looks like he was right to do so. Lewis Dutton, credit to him. He was ready. He was there to go for it, but he just didn't get himself in the right position. And it feels like it's been coming, doesn't it, this Flint goal?
It does. They've been knocking on the door, and here they are. Their efforts have now been paid off with, literally 17 minutes to go. And they've just made a substitution. I must admit, I missed that. I think it was Adam Davies that came on, but I'm not sure who replaced him. But I'm sure we'll figure that out. Scary moment there for Harry Allen. But he gets the ball in his hands at the end.
Do you think this might be enough to to put some fight back into the Airbus players now?
Well, they've gone
They'll
on to
feel
lose,
hard
have they?
done by 2 penalties, I think.
Yeah, both of them 50-50, really. First penalty, I don't think it was. Second one, I guess there's two sides to it, really. But at the end of the day, it's down to the referee. And that's what he went with. And now Airbus, they've got to fight for it now to at least try and save a point in this game as they start on the attack. We haven't seen much of them in the Flint half in the last 10 to 15 minutes, I'd say. But it's now with McManus. And then it's back into their own half in between their two centre halves. Now out to the right back of Phillips. And oh dear, he couldn't complete the pass, but maybe he saw Simmons nearby and felt the pressure on him. And instead,
Simmons seems to be taking that remarkably far back. That's okay. He's swapping out.
And it's just come up on our video printer. Yep, penalty scored for Flint Town. Always good to see the Welsh Prem included there and with the publicity. AC Milan are 4-1 up now. Rafael Leao, the youngster that everyone's after at the moment, who could come to the Premier League next season. English Premier League, just to say. The question is, could Rafael Leao or Lionel Messi do it on a cold Saturday night here in Flint? That's the big question.
Well, they always say the test is Stoke, but but this one I think as well. It's getting cold, it's getting dark, but I tell you what, there is absolutely no dampening in the spirits here of the players, is there?
No, it has been a great contest, and we've still got 15 minutes to enjoy, plus added time. I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of added time from the penalty shouts and the goal celebration and the fouls that we've seen. Airbus now with Edwards. Oh, he just couldn't keep it.
Did well to clear that, but didn't keep it out for long.
There they go again, Airbus. Long ball out to the left-hand side. Oh, he's first touch brilliantly there to keep it in
under
play.
Control really well. I think it was George Pearce there.
Oh, goalkeeper just nicks it away from the feet of McManus at the end.
I think Brandon Diao is down again.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's...
It looks like that knee problem is not going away.
No, and he also had that collision with Dutton in build-up to that penalty.
It'd be a shame, really, if he had to get subbed at this point, because he has been one of Flint's strongest players so far this game.
I was going to say, we haven't come up with a rule, have we? If they get substituted, do they get man of the match? I thought Man United had scored them, but it's actually a completely different team, Mechelen. I don't know.
Got yourself too excited.
I got too excited. But yeah, it looks like there'll be a quick drinks break for the players. Maybe last team orders from Reed and Fowler.
If you're Airbus now, you've got to look at this and you've got to think, we have to turn this around.
Yeah. I don't know why. Even though for Airbus they'd still be in the minus points, I think away from home to get a point after not winning any games recently.
And this match, they'd take a point. I think they would.
Funny enough, we were talking to the Airbus media officer before, and Airbus haven't won a match in the Welsh Premier League since March 2020.
Away.
Away, yep. And that was against Carmarthen.
I think they were hoping to change that today, I'm sure. But since that penalty, they do seem to have come back into the game a bit, don't they?
Mm. It looks as though Flint might make their first substitutions of the game. They're just one of Lee Fowler's coaches just chatting to the fourth official while he's sorting out the board. But it looks as though Diao is just walking off the pitch, and I think that might be him done for the night, you know?
Yeah, I think he's just done that classic thing that some of the footballers do where they tap the pitch and cross themselves. So I think that might be him signing himself off, and indeed it is.
So Jordan Cowell will be his replacement, the number 2, to mark the first substitution. And as you can see, Diao.
He's been great today, Brandon Diao.
He has.
He's put in a great shift.
And he gets his applause from the fans. I mean, if he does get man of the match from us, I don't really have anything but a packet of cheesy puffs. So I don't think he'd want that.
I'm sure he'd be delighted to receive a packet of cheesy puffs.
I have a feeling that's not in the diet requirements, but
he'll be peckish after the match.
Well, yeah, a lot of players don't eat a lot before the game, so
exactly. Now's the time to stock up. Cheesy puffs all the way.
Sponsored by Tesco. And Flint with a cross there. It was a quick cross, but it was dealt with very well by the Airbus defender. Fenerbahce 0, Istanbul 0 at half-time in the Turkish league over in Europe. And it looks as though Torquay United have come back from 2-0 down to level at 2-2. Asa Hall with a 71st minute equaliser for the hosts there in the National League. Now Phillips.
Simmons tried to throw himself in front of that ball unsuccessfully, and that cross has gone right the way down to the Flint area.
I mean, this is it, isn't it? Lee Fowler's, I'm sure he's asked 110% from his players today in this big occasion. They've done just that.
Yeah, I think they have. There's never been a time where we've looked and we've seen what I guess you would term particularly sloppy passes. There's been a lot of wanting, a lot of fighting, in the right ways, fighting for the ball, just to be clear there, and getting in those spaces. And you know, the penalty shout denied. They kept going. They kept trying. Brandon Diao going for the header, and the second penalty again. I think they'll definitely have impressed the gaffer today.
And the question is, can they? They've got exactly 10 minutes to bring the points home. Airbus, time's ticking for them to get that equaliser. Who knows if they could get one? If they could get all the foul maybe on the edge of the box.
I don't think that was a foul on Harry Owen. I think he perhaps tripped and went down himself, if I'm honest. But I think is the ref awarded that?
Yeah, so he's given a free kick to Flint Town, which adds a bit more frustration.
Quite easily there, but
yeah.
As we always say, he can see much better than us.
So I think, from what I heard there, the attendance was 180 for tonight's match.
Yeah, no,
380. 380. Thank you. Thank you very much. My listening, I must go back to the Hear Aids board and sort that out. I was 200 off.
I think they'll be glad though. These 380, they'll be glad that they've been here.
Yeah,
it's been a really good game.
Yeah, that's been great advert for the league and for it being shown on S4C for anyone watching around the world, maybe. But it's just ended as well in Italy. AC Milan 4-1 against their rivals Monza. It's all derbies today, it seems, in the world of football. Meanwhile, Airbus just on the back foot, just out to the left of their penalty area. Then they've played it across long to Phillips. Now Ryan Edwards. Now with McManus. This looks promising from Airbus. Pulls on the shirt, maybe. No, referee's not spotted that.
That was that Bowman Broadhead George Peters combination again.
Oh, I didn't see much in that, but one of the Flint players has gone down in front of their 18-yard box.
I think that's Bowman Broadhead that's gone down there.
So a free kick for Flint Town again. Of course, folks, if you've been enjoying this commentary, remember to click that subscribe button to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube. We're not above begging.
No, never.
It's like asking people outside the UK to vote for the UK in Eurovision.
Well, it worked last year.
It worked last year, yeah. After all these years. And now we're hosting it. That'll be fun. Anyway, back with the game. Jake Phillips. Nice run into the Flint half on the right-hand side. And I tell you what, that's a good interception by Cole. And despite playing this whole match, he's certainly got the energy for it still.
And he's just been pushed off the ball there a little by Joseph Palmer.
I guess now it's trying to kill a bit of time as well to stop Airbus from getting into their own half.
I do think Airbus have come back into this a little bit, though, haven't they? There is more side-to-side action. It felt like we had 10 minutes that was just Flint attempts, one after another.
They've definitely kept that calm. Ever since Flint scored, it's not been the same, has it?
No.
Not the wave of attacks, but at the moment, we've not really seen much of a threat since then.
But I think that's a mix of Airbus getting back into it and Flint maybe just sitting back a little bit.
So it's with Phillips again. Had plenty of space. He's gone for a ball in behind to pick out Pierce. Pierce does well. Can he cross it into the box? There's three of them running in. Now to Davies, who's just come on. Swings in with his right foot, and there was no one going for it there. But now Edwards, I thought maybe he could try and go for the volley, but instead he's on his own on the edge of the box.
Harry Owen did very well to head that out of the way.
And the ball goes across, but it was just a little too high at the end for anyone to get to the end of it. It looks as though the last touch came off an Airbus player, so it'll be a throw-in for Flint, just next to the corner flag on the near side.
Airbus very unhappy about that. George Pears is getting himself very wound up, run straight over to the referee, and more fruity language on the pitch.
Valencia 1, Mallorca 1 in the match in La Liga. Referee's just, he's going to give a yellow card.
Like.
And that's a yellow card for one of the Flint players. That's for Garrett, I think. Yep, Tyler John Garrett with the booking, the latest added to the referee's book.
I think the ref felt he was taking a bit too long with that one.
Can Airbus save the game here? There's 5 minutes to go. Still Flint Town 1, Airbus UK Broughton 0. We've got a Jake Phillips throw-in coming up. They're all in the 18-yard box pretty much, apart from a couple of Airbus players just ready to defend if they break away from the attack. Throw-in doesn't really come to anything at the end, but here it is again with Adam Davies. He falls on the edge of the box.
It's just
it is a free
the
kick,
penalty box. Just outside, I think.
You could even see the paint off the pitch, couldn't you, with the contact there with the pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the referee was right. There was not in the penalty area. But this is a golden chance for Airbus to spoil the party here for Flint Town.
It looks like it's going to be Joseph Palmer who takes it.
And another yellow card for Flint. Not sure which player that was, but...
They've racked up about 4 now, haven't they?
Yeah, at least.
Having gone the first half with none.
Well, they've put everything on the line, both teams, it would seem, but how do Flint deal with this free kick then? It's just literally outside the box on the right-hand side. And he'll take it directly into the... Oh, it came off the goalie's hand. He got it away from his opponent, but I think both the Airbus player, I think that was Joseph Palmer, who went into the goalkeeper then of Harry Allen. And both players look injured, but it went out for a corner.
Yeah, there seems to be an Airbus player who's either collided or tripped with Harry Allen. Players both surrounding them at the moment.
Still goalless at Stamford Bridge. 71 minutes gone there.
We can see the medic coming on for Airbus now.
I was going to say, she's been very busy tonight.
She certainly has. She might have covered just as much pitch as the players.
Well, it just delays the corner for Airbus for now. But the goalkeeper had to get there, Miranda, because it was pretty much there for him to head it home.
Yeah, there was space for the players in the box. I think we can just see that it was Gareth Edwards that's down. He seems to be back up and walking around. It seems to be, I think, the left knee that he's struggling with. I haven't seen Harry Allen get back up yet.
No.
And Flint Medic's on the pitch as well.
I'm just wondering, cause I mean, you couldn't really see from here, but the contact must have been quite nasty at the end. I mean, he went up for the ball like he should do, but I'm just wondering if maybe he was on the receiving end of his header, which...
Well, it was hard to see from here. There were so many players in the box, you know, it's hard to know what caught him. But
it's certainly been the story of the set pieces, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's up now, isn't he? And he seems to be back on his feet and okay, and the medics are on their way off.
Yeah, he's got a lot to do here to try and keep his team 1-0 ahead. Corner coming for Airbus. Pretty much everyone in that 18-yard box apart from Owen Payne. And it's swung in. It's dangerous. Goalkeeper gets 2 hands to it. Good tackle, but it's still a chance here for Airbus with Payne. It chips in. Oh! For a moment, I thought maybe it just crept in, but it's gone in behind for a goal kick at the end.
It was a great shot from Payne. He's had a few of those this evening and just missed them slightly.
You could tell from Harry Allen, the goalkeeper, he was a bit unsure, wasn't he, of where's this going to land?
Yeah, was hard to predict, I think.
I mean, let's not forget in the Merseyside derby when that long-range shot hit the crossbar above Pickford, and then somehow he didn't make the catch, and then Origi just tapped it in. It can happen. And now the goal kick's taken. Tried to play it out wide to the left. Simmons got to the end of it, and it looks as though he might have got caught late there, but play continues. He should be okay. He's walking on. Should come back to him, get clashes with Davies, and the referee says, Davies, you can't do that. And it'll be a free kick for Flint. And we're coming into the last minute of the game. So will Airbus get any more chances to find that equaliser? I think Flint will probably play the time-wasting tactic now.
As we see so many teams do nowadays.
You see it in like the first minute of games, don't you? Which frustrates me. 5 minutes of added time.
That does surprise me. But 2 penalties.
Yeah, you're right. 2 penalties. We've had a goal as well. We've had we had that moment just then with the goalie and his opposite player just having to be treated. So 5 minutes. Airbus haven't got much time on their hands. And it's a long driven ball out to the left-hand side to pick out Pearce. Up against Broadhead. Pearce a few yards back now towards Jake here. And now with Coran doing a quick play with Jamie Crowther. Now with Coran again. Palmer goes a few yards forward on the left-hand side. He swings in. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Not the best of crosses from Palmer there. Frustrating as well, Miranda, because they know that could be their last chance.
Yeah, definitely. They're aware their time is running out, and I think they'd really like an equaliser right now. They'd happily take one of those. And credit to them, they have been pushing. They have been trying this last 10 minutes, but they just can't seem to find the back of the net.
So at the moment, Airbus, I mean, regardless of the result today, Airbus were always going to stay at the bottom of the table, but a win could have got them out of the minus points at least, but it looks as though it could be another defeat under their new manager. Now Phillips needs to get it out to his goalkeeper, and he does so with Lewis Dutton, who's, despite conceding a penalty, he has had a fantastic game. And I will ask Miranda in just a moment for her man of the match. I wouldn't like to choose. It's a tough one if I was going to choose.
It is a tough one today. It definitely is.
Well, here we go then with Airbus. McManus pushed away from his opponent of Daniel Harrison. Now,
Jack Hindle.
Yeah, he tries to pick out Simmons. He does so, but I think Simmons will just try and hold the ball. Has he won a corner? He has. And I think this is the opportunity now, Miranda, to ask you for your man of the match.
Do you know what? This is a really tough one, this game. I think there have been some excellent players involved. You know, we'll mention Simmons and Brandon Dio, who've had massive impacts on the game. Shame, obviously, that Brandon picked up that knock and he wasn't able to see the game through to the end. I think he could have been a potential otherwise. And Simmons did well to that penalty. But for me, I think it does have to be Lewis Dutton. Despite conceding the penalty, I think he's been absolutely incredible for Airbus today. He's kept out so many shots. He did so well to defend that first penalty. And I think they could have lost by a few more if it weren't for him today.
So Lewis Dutton, Let's Talk Sports man of the match for this one. I can't disagree with you, to be honest. I mean, the saves he's made, it could have been more than a goal, but...
well, like you said, he should be asking for this match as a show reel, minus the penalty.
Yeah, he'll put that out and say that what penalty were you on about? I saved one, yeah. Mönchengladbach are now 3-1 down. Oh no, yeah, Marcus Thuram getting a goal back, but they're still 3-1 down to Eintracht Frankfurt. And as always, it looks as though my team are going to get a boring goalless draw, it seems, at Stamford Bridge. But at the moment,
if it makes you feel better, they've scored just as many today as Airbus. Does that help you?
You never know. They might. No, maybe not. Flint have won the ball back. But I do think Reed can look at this as a positive, though, because they've had fighting spirit today. In the first half, they were really well into this game.
Yeah, and I think, as we said, you know, that first penalty, we do think it was quite soft, and I think they might feel a bit hard done by from that. And I think that potentially might have dampened their spirits. And there just seemed to be 10 minutes where Flint got the better of them. But other than that 10 minutes, they've put up a real fight. Jake Phillips has been great. Payne has got in a few really good shots. George Pearce constantly getting in the way, causing havoc for Beaumont, for getting in the way of Simmons at times. And there's been frustration there. But, yeah, definitely lots of positives to take away from this one.
Absolutely. Of course, every game that goes, it means a game closer to the end of the season. But I'm sure Reed he'll be gutted to lose, but also be happy with the response since they've just got in their new manager. I'll tell you what, it's some game at Torquay. It's 3-3 now between Torquay United and Altrincham. The BT Sport viewers have certainly enjoyed that one, I'm sure. But Airbus trying to go for a last-ditch effort, maybe. It's on the far side, down the line.
Trying to get another one in there. He's working overtime.
Pearce couldn't get that cross in to find any of his men in burgundy. Oh, and there's a foul in the box. Is there? No. The referee looks the other way. And that could have been a late penalty. And literally moments later, there goes the full-time whistle here at Flint Town. And it is, well, it was just the one goal at the end. But what a derby match it was in front of the S4C cameras and under the floodlights here at Flint. And that is the bragging rights going towards Flint Town United for the Flintshire derby rivalry between the two. It's ended Flint Town 1, Airbus 0. And the only goal of the game coming from a penalty from Simmons midway through the second half. And that is what has been the difference between the two sides. So Airbus still no wins for them, still another defeat for them. But Flint will stay around the midway point of the Welsh Premier League table. Miranda, that was some game, wouldn't it?
Well, I was going to say, you wouldn't have expected a dramatic game like this to end in any other way than penalty shouts, would you? That was quite incredible, right up to the last. Airbus were there trying to get their equaliser. And I think they should be proud. They might feel disappointed. They might feel annoyed at some of the ref decisions in the game, a couple that have gone against them. But like you said, some real positives in this game. And I think it's important that they do take those out. We can see Jamie Crowther going over to the analysis team. They're not looking very happy at all.
No.
Coming off a lot of the players not looking proud of themselves. But they absolutely deserve to be. They're fantastic. I'm just
wondering if they were because it looked like he had one of the coaches had an iPad there, and I'm just wondering if maybe they were rewatching that late penalty shout.
And I think they would have been, and I think that there seems to be frustrated. I mean, look, Broughton manager's gone up to chat to the ref now. He's clearly not happy, but the game's been ended. What can you do now?
Nothing you can do. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it in VAR matches when a match ends and they still give the penalty afterwards. But obviously here in the Welsh Premier League, if you're new to it, there's no such thing as that technology in this league, but they're still talking. We could probably...
He's rattled, isn't he? Going after the referee for that one, isn't he, Jamie? But
first game under his belt, but I think, as we said before, I think he'll be happy with how they played in that first half at least. But, of course, it might get a bit ugly down the tunnel. But I think it might just be best if the players and the coaches just get straight down to the change rooms and accept the results of either side. But yeah, it's ended Flint Town United 1, Airbus UK Broughton 0. Only goal of the game coming from Simmons. That's his 4th goal of the season, at least in the Welsh Premier League. I'm not sure if he scored any in the Cups, but that is his 4th goal of the season for his team, Flint Town, who had a penalty save from Lewis Dutton on man of the match given by Miranda, but he was able to win it on the second time at the end. But I think before we finish, Miranda, how was that Welsh Premier League for you?
What a match to open with. That was honestly remarkable. And the drive from all the players, there was excitement. It was end to end. I don't think we could have asked for anything better.
No, I don't think we could have. It was action-packed end to end throughout the whole 90 minutes for our first ever live commentary on Welsh Premier League. But my thanks to Miranda. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll have you back on in the future. But, of course, our next game will be the New Saints versus Carnarvon on Tuesday night. That'll be with myself and Jamie Burgoyne. So do join us for that. But for now, it's goodbye here from Flint Town. But it's Flint who go out on top and win the bragging rights in the Flintshire derby. For Airbus, they'll be flying home with no points. But I'm sure with that fight in that first half, there is a sign of hope. There is a sign of hope. That they can crawl back in the table. But from both of us here, it's good night here on Let's Talk Sport.